If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed, dear listener. Ciao shall lead them.
Cracking open a Pantera beer.
Pantera! But we're not listening
Golden
to Pantera.
Ale.
Ale, I think it's called ale.
Golden Ale.
The name of this band is IGNEA. The name of the song is Alga. It's subtitled in Espanol, inshallah. And this is for the Habitants Cantina Band.
To my understanding, Middle Earth chose this one.
And IGNEA, let's do it.
Oh my god, I love this so far.
you, godless bastards, step on my land? How dare you touch my daughters and sons? This will be your last steps unless you turn. Put your two-headed eagle into your ass and godless bastards, step on my land. How dare you touch my daughters and sons? This will be your last steps unless you turn. Put your two-headed eagle into your ass and
I like that attitude.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
ain't plotting on me, but you gotta do something. Tell the boy do something. We gonna shoot something. Hey,
Boom, boom,
is that the Ukraine? Yeah, your two-headed eagle. That's Russia. That's Russia. I think she's
And
talking
run.
about. She said, "How dare you, godless bastard, step into our land?"
I like it. How dare you, like, when she talked about her daughters and her sons. I love that.
There's
Ooh.
nothing really like it, man, when a woman steps up and says, "Look, man,
Yep.
I will fucking murder you, bro."
Yep. Yeah.
He's like, "We're gonna kill all
Yeah.
of you motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Like,
Pushed me too far.
I think you were talking to Shorty. You pushed me too far. Leave my children alone. Oh my gosh! But I love that she didn't try to do the raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like it was a warning.
And they did that like voice changer
Yeah, they
thing in
did
there,
some
so it got
distortion.
more.
They did some distortion, but
Yeah.
there's some really cool like Catholic
It
sort
still
of
had a feminine edge to it.
seduct. And there's some really cool like Roman Catholic strains where the Blessed Mother is like, "Fuck around, I'll kill all of you."
Oh, really?
She's got a sword and everything. Like she's not playing
What?
around. Yeah.
I was never showed this version of the Blessed Mother.
Yeah, well, you were raised by a bunch of Protestants who were, you know.
You shall not speak the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, like she's not. That was really legit.
Fucking goth mama. Yep. Nothing like a woman in kill mode. Super hot. As long as it's not directed at you. Yeah. True.
Well, I mean, it depends. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I can
Like
see
if
how.
you ever came after me to like legit try to harm me, like I would, you know, it'd be funny to me. Like I don't really feel like you'd be able to like actually hurt me, but it would be interesting to see you like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You know, like
Wow.
you know, womanly.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I will say that there's like a few times where I've gotten like when I get super angry and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And Finn always gets this look on his face. Like, it's entertaining, and I don't understand. Like, we already talked to you guys about this. Long story short, because we're going to get right back to the song. There was a lot of miscommunication and not clear things being spoken. And so Vin misunderstood me, I misunderstood him. And then
Surprise.
he made the mistake of going to to stop at this booth, and I lost it.
This is Israeli girl.
Yeah. If I'd have known that other information, for facts, I would have taken that information out.
Yes, you would.
I would have too. So
Okay.
Anyway.
See, look, look. I'm at the website right now. Alga is a Ukrainian melodic band that mixes heavy with whatever. So they're Ukrainian. You know what's happening right now is the Russians are like literally at the border.
I was gonna say they're talking to the Russians. Yep.
It's looking really serious right now.
They really. Okay, so when I went overseas and I was in Latvia, and they had a real problem with the Russians, obviously because of their history. And I couldn't speak. The only thing that I could speak was a little bit of Russian. And so when I initially would start talking, you could just see the animosity on the person's face. And then I would tell them, I speak English. I'm from America. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, okay, then they would allow that language, because they're like completely boycotting the language from the people that I met. There's just a complete boycott of the language. They want it completely even stripped from their history. I couldn't get a clear story, and I haven't done the research, but I think the Russians were controlling them. Mm-hmm. And it sounded like to me, I'm not a historian, I don't know. It just sounded to me like they had been oppressed by the Russians, and they finally pushed them out, and so now they didn't want anything that had to do with Russia. Nothing. So don't even say hello to me in Russian. Yeah.
Vlad Klitschko joined the military over there to fight against the Russians. Whoa!
Who? What?
Whoa! So yeah, I mean, that's not something we should be celebrating. But what I will say is, anytime somebody stands up to a bully, it's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And I love the fearlessness of what are you doing? What are you trying to do?
A controller of mine said he sent a picture to add to the stream for the...
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Just go to my secret one.
Nobody has problem with Russians, only weak sauces. I mean, look, man, you can't go and bully people and do all that type of shit without some sort of reciprocity.
No, you can't.
I am a pacifist in the sense of, I believe that that the way of Christ is the way to go, which is to turn the other cheek, and that if we keep attacking each other or whatever, we're all going to end up dead. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
this is his picture with her.
Yeah. So I'm about to put it up. I think we'll all end up dead if we perpetuate the cycle of violence. However, However, I do love the concept of somebody standing up to a bully. And a lot of times, if you stand up to the bully and threaten mortal harm, this is the girl from the song, y'all.
Yep.
And this is, I don't know if the person wants us to say who they are, but this is the girl from the song with one of our villagers.
Yep. If you want to be announced who you are, say it in the chat.
And this is why I say, like, there has to be a balance between, and I call the balance patriotism versus nationalism, right? Patriotism is you love your country, you respect other people's countries, but you love your country.
Yep. So
if there's an Olympic competition, I want the American to win the gold medal, period.
Yeah.
I don't love all countries equally. Mm-hmm. If there's track and field, I want either America to win or Jamaica to win. I don't want Australia or New Zealand. I don't care. Right. They never win track and field. Let's just shout out to Jimby.
Oh, in that picture, it was controller of mines.
I don't want everybody to win. I love America. I prefer America.
Yeah.
I want America to be at the top of the world. I want America to win the gold medal. I want us to win all the gold medals. Like, I don't want one gold medal go to any other country except for maybe Jamaica. Like, I don't care. I'm an American.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I call that's patriotism. Nationalism, I think, is when you're talking about taking over other people's countries and all types of shit. Or when we say, hey, we just drone bombed a whole bunch of people, and you say, too bad, fuck them.
Yeah.
That is dangerous and destructive. And I think you know, that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing when you see this conflict where you've got these, not all Russians, by the way, but Russia's in this aggressive posture. They did it with Georgia a couple years ago. And now they're trying that shit with Ukraine. And the Ukrainians is like, fuck. She's like, yo, you can't come in my land, bro. Like, we're gonna fight to the last man. It is what it is. And sometimes that stare down can make it so that there's not a single shot fired, right? So that's, I have a very nuanced position when I talk about pacifism. I mean, I'm using that as shorthand. I'm a non-lethalist. In other words, I don't believe we should be killing anyone.
Yeah, did you see right here?
No.
Vlad, if I wanted to control someone, I'd tell them it's a virtue to turn the other cheek.
Yeah, I mean, look, any good principle can be abused, right? So, you know, we all know that forgiveness is a good virtue, but you know, I don't know how much actual violence that Vlad has taken part in and experienced, but I've been in the middle of it all my life, and one thing I can tell you is, if I wanted to control somebody, I'd tell them not to turn the other cheek, because I've seen a lot of times where the instigation of violence is also used as a control mechanism.
Absolutely.
But if you've never actually taken part in real bloodshed where you cross lines that you can't come back from, it's very easy to sit back and philosophize and say, yeah, man, turn the other cheek is a good control mechanism. It's really easy to do that until you've actually lost one of your friends. And then you're like, oh, okay, so I'm going to catch you. So then you catch them, and then they go, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to catch one of your folks, and it's going to continue over and over again, and then everybody gets controlled by the cycle of violence. So now you got a 16-year-old kid, and an 18-year-old puts a gun in his hand, and you're going to say, oh, you're going to let him kill your friend like that? And now your best friend, you're going to let him kill your friend? So yeah, I understand. Now, you know, Sori and I are reading Wars of the Jews. And
there's a kid in the hospital right now that was
there's a kid
around
in the
this
hospital
area
right
because
now
of that.
in our area because of that bullshit. But again, if you've never been in a situation where real shit is going down and real blood is being put on the ground and people are literally like, people you love are permanently disfigured or dead, you don't understand the value of turning the other cheek, of breaking the cycle of violence, of somebody saying, I'm not gonna continue the cycle of violence. But what's interesting is Sori and I are reading the Wars of the Jews right now, and there are so many times. So at the end of it, Jerusalem basically got completely ransacked. You know, 3 million people there, 1 million of them were killed. The other 2 million got sold into slavery so much that the markets got glutted and the prices got lowered. Yay, capitalism. But there were so many moments in the Jewish war with the Romans where if they would have simply, like Vespasian, he was outside the city. He said, listen, I'm not going to invade you. One of you silly motherfuckers come outside with either a bow or an arrow. One of you does that, I'll spare the city. And they wouldn't do it. And then the seditious, as Josephus calls them, or the jihadists, you had people in there that wanted peace, that wanted to stop the cycle of violence, and the violent people would not let them surrender. So it's a very simplistic thing to say, oh, if I wanted to control somebody, I'd tell them to turn the other cheek. Yeah, and violent people also use violence to control people.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, if you're the person that learns the discipline of turning the other cheek, it's not about just like turning and running away. It's not about cowardice, because the same Bible that says you should turn the other cheek is also the same one that says that cowards won't make it into the eternal dwelling place. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not cowardice that's being celebrated. It's the art of defusing a situation, which takes a lot of mental discipline. Secondly, when you're the type of person that just flies off the handle and reacts to everything around you, then you don't understand that discipline, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because everybody wants to retaliate. And obviously if you had two people, one that was reacting by emotions all the time and another one who is learning the discipline of self-control, then which person is easier for you to control? I think it's the person that's hyper emotional that you can just instigate to be more vindictive and they just go in there and just go crazy. I think that the harder person is the person that has to use their mind to figure out how to diffuse the situation. It's not, like I said, it's not about turning your other cheek and running off. It's about handling the situation in such a way that it's diffused and you're not using violence to stop violence.
Yeah, and again, a lot of times it takes a lot of wisdom because there's been a lot of times people don't know that I have that mentality.
Oh, yeah.
So there have been times where I've projected a certain kind of aggression and that neutralizes the situation. So, and you guys have also known, because I don't believe in bullshitting people, there's also been times where I projected that aggression. If I'd have found the person, one of us would have ended up in a bad situation. I'm not saying I'd have beat the guy or whatever. I'm just saying one of us would have ended in a bad situation if I'd have found. Because it's important for me to put my weakness out here because I'm not trying to. But what I'm saying is, it takes a lot of wisdom to go about in this world. Because if you project weakness to certain people, and Jesus didn't do that, by the way. They showed up. And they said, "Oh, we're coming," and then Jesus knocked them all on their ass and said, basically, men know this language. It's like Kevin Samuel says that men always operate with each other under a subliminal threat of violence. And where I'm from, there's truth to that. But Jesus knocked them on their ass, which basically means, look, motherfucker, I'm strong enough to knock all you motherfuckers on your ass by myself. But I'm willing to go by myself. Let these guys go. Again, that's wisdom.
Yep.
You put out a certain amount of strength to protect the aggressor from himself and protect innocent people from the aggressor, while simultaneously you have to be willing to allow yourself to be killed if necessary to uphold the principle of nonviolence so as to break the cycle of violence. And that takes a lot of wisdom. And so I also understand that I'm speaking of from a certain level of privilege because being involved in so much violence at such a young age, it's demystified to me. And so I'm not afraid of it. Whereas other people, it's terrifying and they rather would just get a gun so that they can feel like they can equalize the situation.
I mean, you have a very muscular build, babe, too.
Well,
you don't look like a frail person. Like, you look like, well, if he decides to do something, we could all be in trouble.
Yeah.
What'd that lady say? You have a muscular neck?
She's just saying that, my nigga. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, that's a situation. So,
what's a tarpans?
I know a dude whose life mantra is, I always pay for peace, but I know I was born for war.
Yo. That's kind of you, babe.
Yeah, it just depends on what kind of battle you're going to fight. I mean, my biggest battle now is, you know, I mean, I've been out of the game, 3 or 4 years or whatever. My biggest battle now is myself. And, you know, I just recently heard a news article about a kid, and he ended up at his mother found him at her doorstep, bloodied, unable to speak because these kids jumped on him. And I'm just crying in the shower, like, and it's because I knew what I would do if that was my son. And the kid to this moment still
can't speak.
Talk.
Yeah.
And like, I know what I would have done if that was my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, last year, some shit went down with my kid, and I told my little brother, he's like, yo, you should have called me. Like, I know what I would have done. And so it was like one of those things where it's like, damn, I am not where I should be, whatever. And I know those kids got parents or whatever, and
jeez,
whatever. I know what would happen if some police officer killed my kid like they did with Elijah McClain and then went to his death site and mocked it. I know exactly what would happen.
And he was such a good kid.
They just killed another kid today, and the dad is like, oh, fire the officer. I don't understand that. I wouldn't ask anybody to fire any officer.
That to me, that sounds like somebody who's defeated.
But so there's a part of me that's like, yes, tell them, girl, tell those freaking Russians, And then another part of me is like, fuck, man. But I think now we're in a situation where I think there's so much international pressure. And just for the record, as an American, I don't believe we should really, really get involved even in that situation, militarily speaking. There's other ways of dissuading the Russians from doing anything physically aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, all we should do is talk to Trump. They're good friends.
Yeah, I know. That's the other bullshit about. That's the other bullshit about like Trump and the Russia conspiracy, blah blah blah. Trump was supplying the Ukrainians with weapons, all types of shit that was completely against Russian interests. And Putin did start this real saber rattling until Obama and Biden. Those are facts. I don't care what implication you want to draw from that. It's true. It's just fucking true. But my point is, but actually it goes to my point because Trump projected a kind of wild, like, listen, I'll bomb the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, didn't he keep talking about he had the button right there?
Yeah, I got the button. You know why I'm gonna push that button? Like, beep. I'm sorry, but Trump's projection of almost this insane, psychotic willingness to do. Remember when he killed? I mean, rest in peace to that guy, the Iranian dude. I forgot what his name was, but in a very measured way, he killed that guy, and I didn't shed any tears for him. And then he told the Iranians, "I will bomb all of your." It's a war crime. It's like, "I will bomb all of your sites. You better not touch us." Yada 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 yada. And unfortunately, in my opinion, that's what resulted in the Iranians bombing their own airliner.
Yeah.
But my point is, I feel like Trump's assumption, the assumption of aggression, made it so that Putin's like, "I'm not going to test this guy."
Yeah.
But he did test Obama, and he did test Biden. Say what you want. I've already said that Trump should be in prison for the rest of his life for January 6th.
Yeah.
But that is true, Soleimani. That is true. So I'm sorry, but that is true. There was, and then that's my point. So praying for the Ukrainians. I just love that spirit, man. Like, that woman was not playing around. That woman was not playing around at all. And I love that because, maybe, and those Ukrainian people, it's kind of inspiring because they're the underdogs in that fight, but they're like, yo, men and women, they're like, yo, whatever. If it's going to go down, we're going down. We're not doing none of this shit. So shout out to the Ukrainian people. And again, I think that those are strong, proud people, and I don't think that they're going to blink. And I hope that they don't. And like I said, I think that Putin is going to be. I think he's going to behave himself, inshallah. I hope he's going to behave himself. But horrible situation. What do you give the song?
Oh, this one was a 10. I loved it. I really, really did.
I would give it a 10 if I didn't feel it was encouraging the cycle of violence.
Yeah. Wow.
And
so you're not going to give the song a high score?
I wanted to be careful with that.
Okay. Well, you're your own person.
I want to be careful with that because I do want to take the words of Jesus very seriously.
Yeah, but I don't. What she said. Hold on. Shoot.
She said, "We're gonna kill you all. We're gonna stand we're gonna fight till the last man or whatever."
Well, she told them to take their thing and get out of here.
Yeah.
So. She's not saying we're going to go after you. She's saying, don't come over here, though.
Listen, this is not the 1800s. You can't tell me how to think.
Don't come over here.
Okay? So it is what it is.
Wow.
It's so funny. Every time I disagree with you, they're like, "Oh my God, Vin, let her have the whatever. Nobody ever stands up for me when you try to convince me out of my vote." You know
that's because everybody knows you're wrong.
Yeah. We got a bunch of disingenuous ass white knights up in the house. Only 275 is legit. He'll tell you.
All right,
he
what do
really
you give
thinks.
it? What do you give it, babe?
Cold-blooded, son. Shout out to Stu75. I'm going to give this song a 9.6. Shorty was a gangster. She was a real
9.6.
She was a real gangster. So shout out to her. I really like this band, and it's just really a timely song. And it really, you know, it's really affected me. I'm really going to be praying pretty hard for Ukraine tonight, because that song really did affect me, because it was inspiring as hell, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It was really inspiring. So there we go.
All right.
10 for
me.
Having said that, dear listener, Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.